Hey there, good looking. Do you have no equipment? Then no problem. You are going to love this workout. Listen, we are going to toast every muscle in your body from head to toe using your body weight only. So no equipment is necessary. However, I do recommend a mat if you are on hard surface. All right, let's go get warmed up. All right, before we get started, if you are not familiar with my niece, Karis, she is here to join us today. And if you like to track your fitness with a watch, press start now. For reference, I just used HIIT setting again on my Apple Watch. I just always tend to do HIIT setting. Let's get warmed up and then I'll talk about the workout as we warm up. Deal? Deal. All right, big arm circles for me, please. Go backwards and exaggerate that range of motion while we have the feet apart. We brace through the abs and we keep the rib cage locked in. So I'm not flaring and adding that hyperextension to my low back. So we're starting with upper body, body weight only, conditioning. 2 sets for everything. And then we move to core, lower body, and then a full body integration. 40 seconds of work. You guys are gonna love it. Last 3, 2, 1. Now let's close and open the arms. When we come back to center, sorry, I just hit my mic, you'll have the different arm on top. So we're gonna open the upper back and now open the chest. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the hands light behind the ears, push the hips back, give me a good morning, learning our hip hinge. Karis and I are gonna go to our side so you can see neutral spine. Now, by all means, soften up those knee joints of yours. But what I want you to learn is how to hinge from that hip joint, not your waist. So you want to think about pushing your bum, trying to seek out the wall behind you. While we do this, the elbows are up, shoulder blades have a slight pinch to them, and that neck's in line with your spine. Feeling the backs of the thighs wake up with this. Last 4, 3, 2. Now on 1, let's hold it down here. Arms release, palms together. Left arm reach up, look up. Right arm reach up, look up. Beautiful. Back into the shoulder as well as our T-spine or our thoracic spine. Remember, crew, when we warm up, we want movement for our warm up. We're not holding stretches statically. That actually doesn't prepare ourselves for the workout, and we've seen that it increases your chance of injury as well as a decreased performance. 1 more each side. Last 1. Excellent. Come to center. Soften 1 knee. Take this leg, so just mirror us. Abduct away. Wake up those outer hip muscles. Get them ready because we do have some leg work. So I like a slight hip hinge forward with this guy, and we're feeling our hips, or what we call our gluteus medius, fire up. Last 3, 2, 1. Now, if you are all over the place with your balance, by all means, I would rather you get the exercise than try to just hold your balance and get 1 or 2 of these in. So hold on to something. Whoop, like I'm all over the place. This is the ankle I broke when I was a kid. So I'm gonna use that as an excuse. 100 years ago, I'm gonna use that excuse. Last 2. And 1. Hands light behind the ears again, feet wide. Give me some squats here. Let's get those knee joints warmed up. Now our knees are gonna track with the second toe. If you've worked out with me before, you know I love to use the analogy that you're standing on newspaper and you're trying to split the newspaper. That's gonna fire up that outer hip muscle that we just warmed up. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now's a great time to grab a sip of water. We're gonna start on the mat for the first couple of exercises. It's a plank up. You can do it from the toes or the knees. We're gonna work into our core, our chest muscles, front shoulder, and our triceps. All right, let's get set up. Let's start on the knees for everybody in a knee plank position. Tush is down. Now take your left arm, step it underneath the shoulder. Now your right, step down left, step down right. Now let's lead with the right arm. So we're alternating the lead arm each time. Now my intermediate advanced people, can you come off the knees? Stepping those hands directly under the shoulders to really fire up those triceps. Let's not move the hips too much. So feet apart, keep that core tight. Gaze is at the top of the mat. Slow and controlled. Lower right down. Extend the arms, thumbs pointed up. And my hands are, about mat width apart. Feet apart. From this position, very slowly lift everything up. Chin tucks in and lowers down. So we're going to take just a slow and gentle extension of the spine. Some videos I see people just throwing their arms and legs up, and that's really stressful for the vertebrae. So let's just take it slow. Now, if this isn't working for you, you can keep the feet on the ground, bring your arms down by your side, and just lift the chest. This is called a Superman. We're moving on to all fours for our next exercise. Well, maybe not. What are we doing? To take a look. No, we're not. We're staying right here. All right, I want you to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers, bring the elbows in a bit so we're not flaring them out. They should be pointed to the back of your mat. Let's stay on the knees for the first rep. Press up for a push-up. Everything strong. Now lower all the way down and lift the hands up. Do it again, press up. Now try lowering down off the knees. So stay off the knees and let's lower all the way down. Elbows track to the back. Lift the hands up, stay on the knees and press up. Good, lift the knees up. Now let's lower all the way down. Now if you're strong enough, keep the knees lifted and press your body up as one unit. So hand release push-ups I find are a lot easier to do than a full push-up. Push-ups are a great way to train the upper body and the core without any equipment. Last one. Come to stand. We're going to take that hip hinge that we learned in warm-up. Karis and I will go on a 45. Now I want you to think of the letter I, Y, T. So bring the arms out, thumbs up. Hands are down just a little lower than shoulders. Now lift up for an I, lower down. Now think of a Y or a V, lower down. Come out, thumbs up, T. This is a really nice posture exercise, but we want to make sure that the line of gravity is coming down on the upper back. So make sure you are hinged forward enough so that that happens. So then the other beautiful part is we get those low back extensors fired up, holding us in this position. So this is the last upper body move. We're going to go back to plank ups in 10 seconds for one more round and then move on. I, Y, T. One more time. Let's do it. I, Y, finish it, T. Whew. Hopefully you felt those upper back muscles. It's a really nice posture exercise. All right, we're in plank ups. We'll start on the knees. Forearms on the ground. Nice long spine. Take a gaze at the top of your mat. Left arm step up. Right arm. Bring her down. Now let's step up with the right arm. Come off the knees if you want to intensify the exercise. If you are off the knees, let's keep those feet apart so we can keep those hips quiet. Let's step it up so those hands come right underneath the shoulders, not in front of the body. That's going to work your triceps more, and that's why we're here. Superman's coming up. Or we could call them Wonder Womans. Time, lower down. All right, so if you needed to modify this guy, this is what it looks like. Hands down by your side, toes tucked in, and I'm doing a gentle extension of my low back. Otherwise, extend up, thumbs up, mat width apart, 3, 2, 1, and lift, slowly lower. Now let's not look up. We're not going to jack that neck out of alignment. So it's a slight chin tuck, lift, Slight hold, lower. You breathe when it feels comfortable for you. I kind of feel like exhaling when I lower. You're probably in the same boat. The air is kind of being pushed out of you. Feeling this, those big muscles at the base of the spine. Last few reps, moving into those hand release push-ups coming up. All right, let's slide those hands right underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers, grip the mat with the fingertips. That's going to take some of the pressure off of your wrist joint. Now, we don't want those elbows flaring out, so tuck them in. Point at the back of your mat. Let's stay on the knees, okay? Come up. Now, if you'd like, join me. Off of the knees, lower all the way down. Now, as you push up, your choice. Stay on the knees or off. Hand release, drive up. So what are we sneaking in here as well? A plank. Push-up is basically a moving plank. We're standing in less than 20 seconds. Oh, I don't do push-ups a lot. They're not my strong exercise. Karis, do you do push-ups? Not enough. And come to stand. Oh, gosh. I don't know. Do they ever get easier? Like I've been in the industry for over 30 years. All right, we're going to go into 45. Feet are shoulder width apart. Hinge through the hips and push the hips right back. We want that neutral spine. Bring the arms up, thumbs up. I, Y, T. Now, as I lift my hands up, I am not lifting my upper body with it. This is just coming through the shoulders. We're moving into a core-specific series next. So in 20 seconds, we're going to lie down on our backs. We have 3 moves, 2 rounds. Woo! All right, let's take it down in a dead bug position. Best name ever for an exercise. Knees over hips, ankles lined up with the knees. Arms extended, thumbs pointed to the wall behind you. Now draw the belly button in and let's keep that neutral curve in your back. As you lower opposite limbs, we're not allowing the low back to lift. We're also not pushing it into the mat. Breathe. Heel to ground, thumb to ground. Knees go back to over hips. Now, if you can't keep that neutral spine, that low back of yours keeps popping off, let's keep the knee bent. So it's a bent knee. When we straighten the leg, that's what we call a logger lever, creating more intensity for the exercise. So again, we want form first, and then you can layer on intensity. Excellent. All right, let's take it on all fours. Bird dog, but with a bit of a twist. Wrists under shoulders, spread the fingers. Tuck the toes under, knees under hips. Left arm extends, thumb up to the ceiling, opposite arm extends. Now I want you to even out the hips and hold. So it's a balanced pose as well, in addition to working the extensors of our low back. Shoulder away from the ear. We're going to hold for 20 and then switch to the other side for the final 20 seconds. Here we go. Switch. Thumb to ceiling, heel to ceiling, long line. Hips stay squared. Trying to get that leg and arm parallel to our floor. Less than 10 seconds. Release. All right, the next exercise, you have 2 choices. Karis is going to do a bicycle crunch. For those of you who shouldn't be flexing your spine, for example, osteoporosis, osteopenia, spinal stenosis, you'll follow me. I'm going to do a plank. We have 40 seconds of work on your forearms or on your back and hold. Now, with the bicycle, you're taking it nice and slow, just like my buddy Karis is. You're trying to twist and feel those obliques as you lift and come towards that opposite knee. Those of you with me, we can stay on the knees, or maybe we're popping the knees off because we're feeling extra spicy today, and we're going to do a full plank. Regardless, we're here for another 15 seconds and then take it to the top with our dead bug. Shoulders away from ears. All right. Okay, one more of each and then we move on. Dead bug, remember, knees with hips, ankles with knees, wrists with shoulders, thumbs to the wall behind you. Now draw that belly button in. Let's get some bracing and activation in the abs. And then one arm, opposite leg. Or maybe we've chosen to keep the leg bent and we're lowering down with a bent knee so that we can maintain that neutral spine. Now make sure that back of the neck is long. We're not exposing the front of the neck. We've got the length in the back of the neck. Now, there's no doubt you're going to feel this in your hips and maybe even your quads. I love this exercise for both the name and the results. All right, on all fours, we've got our bird, dog, and hold. So we're hold 20 seconds on one side and then the other side. Our setup again. Spread those fingers wide, grip the mat with your fingertips. Wrists under shoulders, knees apart underneath the hips. Find that neutral spine, lengthen. One arm, opposite leg. Let's turn the thumb so it's pointed up to the ceiling. Heel to the ceiling. Hips are squared. Gaze is at the top of our mat. We want to try to get the arm and the leg as best as we can judge parallel to our ground. Switch. Good. Readjust that hip. I just felt mine starting to pivot up a bit. We're almost there. Last 3, 2, 1. Release. All right, last ab exercise. Follow Karis if you want to do some bicycle crunches. For those of you who shouldn't be flexing your spine, join me. We're taking it on the forearms with me. With Karis, hands are light behind the ears, knees lined up with the hips, heels lined up with those knees. 3, 2, 1, let's go everybody. For those of you with me, maybe we want to get a little spicier and let's lift those knees up. Gaze at the top of the mat if you're with me. And with Karis, remember, you want to feel those obliques, those waist muscles lifting, twisting, turning. Such a good exercise when done correctly. We're standing in less than 20 seconds. Last 3, 2, 1, come to stand. Woo, baby. All right. Core's awake, yeah? Yeah, core's awake. We're moving into the lower body. We have 4 exercises, 2 rounds, starting with a squat, but with a twist. Let's take our squat all the way down. Come with us and hold it here. Now drive up halfway, go back down, and now drive to stand. So I call this a 1.5 squat. When we're working with body weight, for many of us who train on a regular basis, a regular squat isn't really necessarily enough to fire up the muscles and see change in results. But we add this time under tension technique where we're in the squat for a little longer, and now we have those results that we're looking for. We'll give the knee joints a break for our next exercise. Pretend you've got a logo on your shirt too. I want to be able to see that logo. So chest up, head up. Last one. Beautiful. All right, Karis and I are going to go to a 45. You're going to pick up, just mirror us, this leg. Now we can do a B stance where we're not coming off of the foot at all for our deadlift, or we can take it into a full one leg and then reset. So I want you to choose which deadlift is going to work for you. We've got that slight bend in the knee and we're hinging from the hip like we learned in warm-up. We're feeling the hamstrings, glute, and hip of the working leg. So a B stance, you've got a little bit of weight on that non-working leg, but not a lot. Everything's transferred onto that working leg. I find I have to reset and drop my foot after every rep. So if you're with me, awesome. One more. All right, now stay here. That leg that was lifting up, it's going to step back for a quarter lunge, step back for a full lunge, and then come together. So how far you drop down into your lunge is up to how your knees are feeling today. This is called a stutter lunge for those of you who've been with me for a while. Hands on hips, 3, 2, 1. Go quarter, go big, come home. Go quarter, go big, come home. Sensitive knees, maybe we're just tapping. So, right, we got this. Quarter, stutter, good. My advanced people on that full lunge, knee to ground. We add some more glute, hip hinge over that front leg. And now we fire up those glutes a bit more. Last 10 seconds. We're going to take it from the deadlift, other leg. One more here. All right, you feel that glute? Okay, so now we've got a deadlift, other leg coming up. So what we can do is maybe start with the B stance and see how we feel with the balance. So a little bit of weight in that non-working leg, and then we hip hinge, slide the hands down. Now, maybe we try one leg, finding our stair as something stationary. Okay, this is my bad side. Again, it's because I broke this ankle. Blaming it on childhood injury. Which, by the way, Auntie Cindy did. My sister. She was doubling me on the bike. My foot got stuck in the spokes. She kept pedaling. March it. I broke my foot. And it was on her birthday, so I ruined her birthday. All right, we stutter now. So that leg that was lifting off, hands on hips, let's go back quarter, full, come back home. Again, quarter, full. Now you drop that back knee however deep you want. And then if you want a bit more glute, we hinge over that front leg as we step back. I've also heard that as you hinge over, that makes it a little easier for those with sensitive knees on their lunge patterns. So give it a try. I can talk about my sister Cindy because she never does my workouts, so I'm safe there. There's a couple other sisters that now do the workouts, so now I gotta watch what I say. Last couple here. One more. Oh, all right. One more of each, everybody. So we're going to take it back to that 1.5 squat. I like feet shoulder width for my squat patterns. I have tight hips. I find it helps me out. You play around with your stance. The wider we go, the more we have to turn the toe out slightly though, so the knees track with that second toe. Let's go all the way down, drive up half, come down, drive to stand. But I think you'll agree with me at home, as you get older, family becomes really important. So thank you for joining me, Karis. Thank you. And you also do all the hard versions of the exercise, so thank you. There's that. And she makes really good cocktails. Last one. All right, we're gonna go on a 45 again. So we can B stance that deadlift, okay? Or we can lift the leg up, you okay? Oh, all right, ready? B stance or fall? I can't wait to see the replay to see what you just did. Knees soft, gaze at something stationary. So when I do a one leg, I just like my opposite arm coming down and across. When I'm doing a B stance, both hands are coming down. Why? Just feels better for me. So there's no scientific reason. You're not going to fire up more muscle. So play around with what you're going to do with your hands and just stick with it. All right, so this leg that was lifting up, what are we doing with it? That's the one that's going to step back for our stutter. Remember, your stutter can be just a micro bend of the knee. See how you feel. It can get better as we go. I find that's quite often the case with arthritic knees. So perhaps this round you can take it a bit deeper. Feet hip width, hands on hips, go half, full, feet together. Half, full. Now we can hinge over that front thigh, make it a little bit more glute dominant. Remember, arthritis, unfortunately, is a natural aging process. That's why we need to make sure we warm up before we work out. And this is why quite often as you get into the meat of your workout, things start feeling better. That synovial fluid is now lubricating the joint ends. And it's not so uncomfortable anymore. March. I'm grabbing a quick sip. So we got the other leg, deadlift, B stance, or full on. The one thing we do know about arthritis too is movement is the best for it. Here we go, we're on a 45. B stance, we're full. Oh gosh. Focus, PJ, focus. And it's quite common to have arthritis show up as early as your 30s. It depends, right, on your sport, what you do for a job as well, overuse, doing the same movement patterns. All right, stutter lunge. So the leg that was lifting off, now it's stepping back. Hands are gonna go on the hips. We can go full or just a little micro bend of the knee. It's up to you, it's your workout. 3, 2, 1, let's step back, half, full, feet together. Half, full. Now this is even more fun when you do it with dumbbells. So this is again playing with time under tension. We're moving on after this. Our final 2 exercises, we're full body for both of them. So integrating everything we've done into 2 movements. And no, it does not require a burpee. I would not do that to you at the end of the workout. One more. All right. We're doing inchworms, trying to keep the legs as straight as possible and walking out. If that's not going to work for you, I want you to find a wall and you're going to give me wall push-ups. Okay? So you choose wall push-ups or try us. Feet apart, keep those legs fairly straight. Inchworm, wrists under shoulders, full plank, and back. So don't think about speed too much here, crew. Let's, again, get the form first, and then you can increase the intensity. So everything's working in the upper body on this. We're integrating all of those upper body movements and core movements for our inchworm. Hip hinge, wrists under shoulders, long plank. Or maybe you opted for those wall push-ups. Still keep that strong plank. Time, center of mat. Feet are going to be hip width. We don't want them wide on this. Get into a squat for me. Bring the arms back, thumbs pointed down. Almost like you're mimicking, you're at the top of a mountain and your ski poles are back. From here, we're gonna quickly come up off the heels and down. Up, up. I call this a total body extension. because that's kind of what we're doing. We're extending everything. Ankle, knees, hips, shoulders. Look straight ahead. This is our last one. We go back to inchworms. We're almost there. Come on, everybody. Breathe it. "40 seconds of this is no joke. It's almost like a finisher. One more. All right, one more round. Now on these inchworms, we're gonna add a jump when we come back up. That's optional. So wall push-ups, if that's where you feel you wanna be, why don't you stick with that? Those of you with Karis and I, feet apart, go. Wrists under shoulders, come back, reach it, jump it. You're like, PJ, this is awfully suspicious. It looks like a burpee, kind of. Yeah, kind of, I guess. But I wanted to work the upper body. So I recognize that this might not work for those of you with wrist or shoulder issues, at which point a wall push-up is going to be perfect for you. Jump it and march it. Woo! All right, kid, one more. Middle of our mat, feet hip width. Whew. So remember, we're at the top of a mountain. Ski poles are back. Pull the shoulders back and down. Thumbs are pointed down to our floor. Chest is up, and now thumbs point behind. 30 seconds to water. Let's go, everybody. Come on. We've made it this far. Let's do it. Breathe. Knees track with that second toe. Come on. Chest up, head up. Sit that tush back. Put a smile on that face, because you are done in 3, 2, 1. March it. Woo! High five, sister. High five. Woo. All right. Grab a sip of water. We're not quite done. Hi, Bella. I have to let my dog outside, so Karis entertain them for 5 seconds. Come here, girl. Poor Karis doesn't have a mic. She's like, I don't know what to do. Were you entertaining? Nice. La, 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 la. Was that perfect? There's one thing my family has, and that's an amazing sense of humor. We also love sarcasm. I was sarcastic with Cassie on one video, and there was somebody on YouTube who I guess doesn't have a sarcastic bone in her body, and she took great offense to how I was treating Cassidy. I'm like, it was sarcasm. All right, deep breath in. Exhale. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale. All right, let's take the left knee to the ground, lunge into it. We're gonna go on a bit of a 45 to show you here. Now you can have the back toes tucked or lie flat, but what I want you to do is come forward and then squeeze this back glute to release the hip flexor. Inhale the arm up. Stay here if you have osteoporosis. Exhale, lateral flex if you don't. We'll do a quick stretch because I want to be mindful of your time at home. If you need a longer stretch, oh my goodness, we have a ton available. For those of you on Over 50 Fitness, remember you can filter by instructor, by time, by type of class. So if you want to do a Pilates stretch or a yoga stretch or a traditional athletic stretch and mobility. Now take this arm that's up above, circle it behind nice and slow. Let's straighten this front leg and then kick it forward. Now we want to hinge forward. If we're able to, we're going to grab onto the ground. For those of you that have yoga blocks by you, I would love for you to build up the ground. It feels better for this particular move. Little breath, feel the hamstrings, maybe feel the glute, might even feel a bit of low back. All that is cool. Come up, other leg, lunge into it. We want the hip past the knee. Now let's tighten up that back glute. Inhale the arms straight up, feeling that rib and hip separate. And then for those of you without osteoporosis, add that lateral flexion. Oh, this one feels good. Take this arm, circle it behind the body, nice and slow. Front leg goes straight. Let's kick that heel out, toe up, hip hinge, hold. And final pose, child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. Walk your hands forward, mat width apart, broadening the upper back, and then forehead coming down, perhaps meeting the mat. And then walk those hands to the top of your mat while we push those hips to the back. And come on up. Either sitting on your heels, cross-legged, or standing if that's what you prefer. Big smile on your face. Mirror us. Take this hand, place it in between the shoulder blades, and give yourselves a pat on the back. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to reading your comments down below. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next workout. Bye.